Namaste, everyone. Happy birthday, Sri Bhagavan. Happy World Oneness Day, everyone. This is indeed a very special Tuesday evening or day, wherever you're at. Welcome. It just happened to be Tuesday, and all these things are coming together today. I've been celebrating all day, just filling my heart with oneness for this world. So the vision of the spiritual avatars, see, today is Sri Bhagavan's birthday. He was born, and when he's a very special being on this planet. He's no regular person. He's not a guru. He's not, see, what is so special about him is when he was only 3 years old, a golden orb appeared to him in Nattam, India, where he was born. And it made him repeat a mantra. He was filled with this orb, this golden orb. And that orb was also a sound, was giving him a mantra. It's a secret, sacred mantra. Only few people know this mantra, and none of us know it. But it's a mantra that created a shift inside him. So it kept repeating day and night as a small child. For 26 until he was 26, it went on. So the phenomenon of connecting to this light, this golden light, we can call the Antriman. This was born in Sri Bhagavan's incarnation, in his body. It was born like that. And when his mother even carried him, she said she had the feeling that, she had the sense that she's carrying divine inside her belly. So it was from the very beginning that he had a very, very special incarnation, a very special mission and work for all of us to do. So we still have him on the planet. Can you believe? We're so lucky. Many of us have met him and been in contact with his grace. He's still giving classes. So fortunate we are. We don't have to go to India. We can actually take a course with him, classes with him every month to participate in what he has created a course called 74,000 Diksha Yagna. So meaning, his whole mission, since he was very small, is to help humanity be free of suffering. See, his whole life, he has lived a different state of consciousness than most other human beings, as he has lived in the oneness with all, thanks to this golden orb that appeared to him and created this phenomenon through him. He didn't say this to anyone. His father was an atheist. His mother was a Krishna devotee. So he had a very unusual upbringing. He would always listen to discussions with philosophy and things like that growing up. And he always had answers. He was a very unusual child. Even as a 14-year-old, he could guide people. But his father, who was an atheist, had very much problem with the son being, so profoundly wise. And he wanted him to go to school and just finish that. So he went to school, finished mathematics degree, and started to live a regular life, where he soon met Sri Amma, who had a similar knowing that she would one day meet God and marry him. So her first question when they met, because their families wanted them to get together because they were so unusual, both of them. They had unusual calling in their lives. And she simply asked Sri Bhagavan, I just have one question. Are you God? And he said, yes. She said, I'll marry you then. He has shared this story. It's so sweet. It's so endearing. And she knew, since she was a very small child, that she would one day marry God, and that she would have to do a lot of seva, a lot of practices. She was a very unusual little girl growing up, and she just had this in one focus, to help humanity, and that she would one day marry. And the history of this phenomenon is extraordinary. There's a book written about this, 850 years old, and it was discovered 2001, to be released after the 33rd generation, which was 2001. This book was released, where all of this, as we are witnessing now, is being revealed. How this lineage was passing it forward to be able to have Sri Bhagavan come and have this golden orb come inside him, working on his whole system. And then it was released 1989. So that's the short version of the phenomenon and why we celebrate today. Today, Sri Bhagavan was born in 1949, and we're also then celebrating World Oneness Day. His son, Krishnaji, and his wife, Pritaji, are hosting a huge World Oneness Day event in Ekam Temple that was built for enlightenment, to give humanity enlightenment. So, many of us are not able to go to India, but we can have this online courses and to be members of the 74 Diksha Yagna. If you want to join this crowd, it's like the huge oneness family. I don't know what to say. It's the best thing ever. I mean, I've gone to India a lot. I love India. There's nothing better. But these 74,000 Diksha Yagna classes, every month, we get to have a darshan and to see him on the screen really big, and we get to ask him questions, and it's just like being there with him having darshan every month. So I warmly recommend you, if you want to go on this ride of a lifetime, to receive surgeries, never neurobiological surgeries, for a shift of the brain to happen. So that is offered to us, since many cannot make it to India. We can make this. So it's a 1-year membership. There's a new year starting. So end of May, this one is ending. So we have a few more months. Then a whole new year is starting. So I would warmly sign up for that if I were you. I am one of the organizers for the Nordic countries and a translator. So this is my passion, my sole passion, as my whole life changed 20 years ago when I heard about this phenomenon of these avatars here in Helsingborg. And it totally, completely changed my life. I was a seeker since very early. I was also in the 3-year-old, looking for God. Is there a God? Do you have to believe in him? Isn't that something you should know about? I mean, if there really is a God, shouldn't everybody know about it? So going to Sunday school, started talking about it to, as a child, to everyone on buses and trains, because I learned about the angels and the apostles and Jesus. And I said, oh, this is fantastic. People should know about this. This is the solution to all the problems, I thought, as a small child. But of course, living in Sweden, living in an academic scientific family, it's like, well, it's not like, well, it's kind of looked upon here as, oh, that's kind of cute. That's not the response I was looking for. I was looking for, this is the solution to the problem. No. But see, the world wasn't really at my feet at that time, listening, right? Or at nobody's feet. So it took a long journey across the world to the city of angels. Did I find God there? No, lots of wonderful teachers and gurus and everything wonderful, wonderful. But when I came back, moved back with the family to Helsingborg again. Helsingborg, can you believe that? That's where Amma Bhagavan came into my life. Tudum. The seeking for me was over. Okay, that's over. Because now a journey has begun. And I welcome you to that journey. Why be a seeker? Why you want to be a seeker? That's tiresome. You want to be on a journey. You just like get on a train and you just go. So that's what I can say on this day. I cannot say anything else. That this is the best journey I have ever been on. And there are different like train stops that you go like, here's awakening, and there's flowering of the heart, and there's transformation, and here's more awareness, and here's more consciousness, evolution, and enlightenment states, and enlightenment, and beyond. We're going on a fast train with these avatars. So today I fully celebrate this wonderful day. See, once a person in the family, even if nobody in your family is ever even interested in these kind of things that you're sitting here listening to me, see, nobody else is like, what is that? Some meditation? I don't know. It doesn't matter. If you become happy, if you are a happy individual, you know what happens? Everybody else gets pretty happy around you too. At least they get relaxed about it. That's what my family saw. Oh, we don't understand all of this, but Annette's really happy. So she's a joy to be around. Isn't that enough? A long time later, and I have 2 books out, and they're in the libraries of Sweden. And my dad said, I borrowed your book, one of your book in the library, and I read. I read 1 page at a time, and I think I'm understanding what it is now. See, we all have our time, and sometimes we just have to read somebody's experience. And then he's so cute. He said, I have this feeling that you probably tried to tell us about this. Well, yes, one way or another I tried. But see, if for me at least, if the receiver is not really open to it, you start talking about oneness or the joy of discovering Antriman and this and that, and you see the receiver is kind of going blank in their eyes. They're kind of, then it's like, well, let's talk about, what you're doing in the garden, yeah. And then they're coming, so see, it's about happy relationships. It's not about some kind of conversion into some new religion or anything like that. It's about happiness, about making people happy, about your own happiness, the abundance of joy, the abundance of happy relationships. That's the first thing that changed in my life. I finally became happy in all my relationships. I wish this for everyone. This is the best thing that could ever happen to any individual. See, oneness is about total freedom. The key of oneness is really, as Amma Bhagavan are sharing, is connect with your Antriman. The Antriman is a Sanskrit word that means the indweller. So the indweller, as we connect with that, isn't that wonderful? We came in with this indweller, was awake. If you see little baby's eyes, little newborn, little baby, they have this, don't they? They just have this look. See, they're one with their Antriman. See? Then once we do leave this incarnation, we go into the Antriman again. We can get guidance from there. But we don't have to wait for that. We can live with our Antriman, and our Antriman is part of our lives. It's like living with the divine, with us, inside us, outside. We can arrange a sacred place the way we want. We can have any form of our Antriman. The Antriman will take that quality that we have the form of. It's actually formless, but it could be a sound, it could be a light, it could be an ascended master or God realized being, it could be anything. You could also change it. And an Antriman might also come in a form that suits that it likes. It said, I like this form for you. This isn't that wonderful. So it's a magical, magical journey to be on, like nothing else. And this is coming from someone who has read probably most spiritual books you can find in the world. I was a straight A student in the subject religion. In Sweden, we learn all religions. I just knew all the religions, and I said, how can I ever pick one? They're all great, or they're all nonsense. I couldn't really decide. So I also had as a backup chemistry, because I knew the whole periodic table by heart. And I said, if this side doesn't work out with the religious thing, well, I'll go for the chemistry, because there's some kind of solution here in one of them. So, of course, it's all coming together. It's all one. So the times, my friends, the times we live in now is extraordinary. This is 2023. This is the 33rd year of this phenomenon of the great compassionate light that came into Bhagavan, that repeated a mantra, that made it possible to then give it 1989 to the little children in the school. And the whole phenomenon took off from then. And the rest is history. So on the 33rd year now, this is seen to be the year of a huge transition. So today, about 50,000 people are meditating in India at the Ekam temple this day. So we can join. Isn't it wonderful? It just happened to be Tuesday. And for those of you who are new and have no idea what I'm talking about, this channel at this time, every Tuesday, we always do this meditation together. And you are so welcome to join. You simply just find the link, because it's a new link every week. You'll find it easy. Either you press like and subscribe on this channel, and YouTube will send you the link when we go live, or like half hour before. Or you can sign up for my newsletter on my website, anettecarlstrom.com. There you also get a free download of the Vipassana meditation, which is something we do a little shorter version of here today also. With that said, I think the introduction should be enough for today. Let's just move into the field of oneness. Let's make a wave of oneness, all of us from wherever we are. And I'm so happy to see so many of you have signed in from different parts of the world. Such a joy, such an honor, such a great joy every Tuesday for me to be here with you. Thank you so much for coming. Let's begin.